Okay, let's really unpack this. You've got this massive digital industry, right? Billions pouring in, jobs everywhere. Now, picture a government basically saying, hold on, we're willing to hit pause on all that growth,
Hmm.
even sacrifice huge tax revenues, all for what they see as, well, public welfare. That's the fascinating conflict we're diving into today. India's proposed online gaming bill 2025. Our sources really lay out the whole drama, from fraud concerns to this big economic debate.
And it's fascinating because the stakes are just huge. This isn't just, about some games. It's a real balancing act.
Mhm.
How do you protect society from harm versus nurturing this incredibly fast-growing digital economy? We're going to look at the government's pretty tough measures and also what the industry is warning could happen. It connects to a much bigger question, really. How do countries handle these new technologies when they cause unexpected problems?
Exactly. So, with those high stakes clear, let's get into the government's thinking here. It seems to be welfare over revenue, plain and simple. This Promotion and Regulation of Online Gaming Bill 2025, it has a very clear goal. Stop real money gaming. Full stop. But, interestingly, promote eSports and social gaming.
And the why behind stopping real money games is quite stark. Based on the numbers our sources cite, you've got nearly 45 crore Indians, that's 450 million people, losing something like 20,000 crore a year.
Yeah, that's what, around 2.4 billion US dollars annually? That's massive. And it's leading to addiction, debt, real exploitation.
And the government's resolve here is, well, it's striking. They're apparently ready to give up over 20,000 crore in yearly taxes to tackle what they're calling a major problem for society.
And the penalties, they are not messing around.
No, definitely not. Up to 3 years in prison for operators or signs up to 1 crore, which is roughly $120,000 USD. Even just advertising these things could mean jail time or hefty fines.
What's interesting, too, is how they frame the players.
Right, they're framed as victims. The penalties seem squarely aimed at the platforms, the operators, the advertisers, the enablers, essentially.
That annual loss figure is huge, but honestly, digging into the sources, what surprised me was how much deeper the problems apparently went. It wasn't just about individual gambling losses, was it?
No, not at all. The sources suggest a really critical systemic issue,
Mhm.
incredibly lax compliance. We're talking about platforms letting huge sums of money flow in and out without the basic know your customer checks, the KYC norms.
So you don't even know who's putting the money in or taking it out.
Pretty much. And adding to that, many were operating through offshore shell companies, made tracing funds almost impossible. A real maze.
Which leads to the next big concern.
Exactly. Authorities started seeing these apps as, and this is the quote, sophisticated money laundering machines.
Hmm.
Used to cycle dirty money, make black money look legitimate.
And on top of the laundering risk, there's the lost tax revenue from all this unreported income.
Massive leakages, yeah. Thousands of crores in GST and direct taxes just vanishing because there was no proper oversight. It kind of created its own shadow economy.
Okay, so you can imagine the industry reaction to all this, facing accusations of enabling fraud, potential money laundering, and now a total ban.
Yeah, they're pushing back hard. Industry groups like AIGF, EGF, FIFA, the big ones, are basically calling this bill a death knell.
They're arguing it's not some small fringe thing. It's a legitimate sector, they say, worth over 2 lakh crore, maybe $24 billion USD, generating 31,000 crore in annual revenue.
And supporting jobs, too. Over 200,000 jobs. Plus attracting significant foreign investment, over 25,000 crore by mid-2022.
So their main warning is, what? If you ban us, it all just goes underground.
That's the core argument. Banning regulated Indian platforms, they argue, will just push millions of players towards illegal offshore sites. Places with zero consumer protection, no tax collection, no accountability at all.
Which does seem like a potential consequence.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So they're saying, regulate us properly, don't prohibit us entirely. That's the only way to actually protect people and keep the economic benefits.
It's a compelling counter-argument. Do the sources mention if the government has a plan for that offshore drift?
That's a key question. The sources highlight the industry's warning clearly, but they don't really detail a specific government strategy to stop players from just going to unregulated sites. It seems like a risk they might be willing to accept, given the social costs they perceive.
So pulling it all together, this isn't just some minor regulatory tweak. This feels like a massive turning point. You look at the growth online gamers surged from 36 crore in 2020 to over 50 crore by 2024, projected to double again by 2028.
A huge growth.
Yeah.
And this bill sits right at that junction. It could force the industry towards maybe a safer, more transparent model. Or, the flip side, it could cripple this emerging digital sector, drive it underground, and ironically lose the very controls and revenue they want. It's a really high-stakes decision for India's digital future.
Ultimately, this deep dive really shows India taking a very bold step, maybe even a gamble, trying to rein in this fast-moving online gaming world. It's not just about this one industry, is it? It could be a blueprint, maybe, or perhaps a warning for other countries facing similar issues. That tension between digital innovation and social costs.
It really throws a fundamental question into sharp relief, doesn't it? When new tech brings both massive opportunity and significant social challenges, how do you strike that balance? How do you protect people without stifling progress? Especially for a country like India. What are the long-term consequences if you lean too heavily one way or the other? It's a tension we're likely to see play out again and again in digital economies globally. Something to really think about.